Parallel Frequencies with Just Blane and Coco and all the freaks out there. What's up, freaks? What's up, Coco? How are you?
Doing really good.
Who is this cat here?
Got a visitor today. This is Tishan.
Tishan?
Yeah. Freaks have seen Dilly on camera before, but this is my other cat, Tishan. She's my black cat familiar.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So today is Tube Tuesday, which means last night was Monday. And I'm only saying that because you know I love wrestling. And Monday Night Raw, they had a wild one last night, but there was this thing that happened over the weekend, and it was polarizing. They brought a new character in to the WWE, okay? And when they do this, people get all excited and they and get wild with it for weeks. This, believe me, Coco, hang tight with me here, because
I'm with you.
It's going somewhere. For weeks, they have pumped up this whatever debut coming, and the way they did it was they brought this crate to each show every week, and it said do not open till 2/28/26, which was this event over the weekend. Let me show you what came out of this crate, okay?
I'm excited.
It's wild.
I'm intrigued.
So this is what we're looking at here. So this is the two general managers of the shows, and they're opening up a box, and you see a coffin in there. Can you see this, Coco?
Oh yeah.
Now watch what comes out of this thing. Look at this. This is what came out of this box they've been carrying around for weeks, and here he comes. Boom! Danhausen. He is very nice, very evil. This guy, let me just tell you, I've seen him on Joe Bob Briggs before, and he's been around the horror world for a while, but he's a wrestler. He is freaking hilarious, and I gotta say that the people out there that were booing, they were booing this guy when he came out. And I know why they were booing, and it's because they worked themselves into a shoot, is what it's called, and they were expecting something else to come out of this crate. But I promise you this, if people give this guy just a little bit of time, you are going to fall in love with Danhausen. He showed up on Monday Night Raw last night, Coco, and he said he had a list of demands already. And this guy's never wrestled a match in WWE, right?
Okay.
This list of demands that he pulls up, he already wants to be into the Hall of Fame. So I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. So I made him a graphic right here. Danhausen, welcome to the Hall of Fame in WWE. But for real, Coco, I mean, you saw this. You don't even watch wrestling. You would watch this guy, right? You check this out at least. It's like a vampire. He collects teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I may not be into wrestling at all, but I can appreciate the theatrics. I can appreciate the storylines.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the hype. So yeah, I get it.
This guy brings a lot of comedy. He brings a lot of comedy too. And that's what wrestling also needs. It needs these big characters. He doesn't have to be all muscled up, but I guarantee you this guy is going to be what they call over. Danhausen, welcome to WWE. I can't wait to see where that goes. But today now that we've passed Monday, because I had to talk about that. It is Tube Tuesday, and this one I kind of put this show off for a while. I don't know why. I really don't.
Yeah.
Other than it just wasn't my flavor. I don't know if I want to watch lawyer shows per se. And that's what this one off the top looked like to me. We're talking about All's Fair, and it's not just a lawyer show. It's not a lawyer show at all. If you really start digging in, this show is about people playing chess while others are playing checkers, and the ones playing chess are the women, and they run the show here, and it's incredible. The cast alone: Kim Kardashian, Naomi Watts, Niecy Nash, Teyana Taylor, Sarah Paulson, Glenn Close. Like, how you're the reason I'm watching this show.
I know. I had to do it. And there have been plenty of things that we've done in our run and pre-parallel frequencies that I was like, all right, I don't know about this. This isn't my thing. I'm going to have to like kind of step over my comfort zone a little bit and watch this. And almost always pleasantly surprised. Almost always. I think there was only one time in a certain sequel.
Yeah.
Freaks will have to go back to when we covered some of the witch movie and ghost movie projects that we did previously. And there was one project, I won't name it, but it was a sequel. And I was like, I can't believe you made me watch this.
And let's just
But for
throw
the
in
most
there.
part, I did it.
Let's also throw in there the fact that I was going to ask a certain celebrity about this sequel, and her not feeling good that day probably kept me from getting slapped across the face. So
It saved you.
Yes.
It saved me. It saved me from having to say, listen, I loved the first one, but I can't pretend like I liked the second one. But anyway, yeah. So we reached out of our comfort zone a little bit here. I knew that was going to be the case, but I really had to stick this one in there for Women's History Month, March. We're covering things that are female oriented, female centered. And honestly, when you say it's not exactly like a lawyer show, the truth is you could have replaced this cast with men. It would have been a great lawyer show too. It really didn't matter that it was women. I love the way that they treated it the same, in that the thing that got me to watch it or wanting to watch it first thing off the bat when I saw it come out was the cast, right? Yeah. I mean, watched Kim Kardashian in her debut, Ryan Murphy coming out in American Horror Story. And I had to catch a little bit of that to see, well, let's find out if she's really, really got it. Like, is she just kind of slipping in there because we're like, you're a big name. You got a lot of people, a lot of followers, a lot of clout. We're going to like throw you in. We'll see how you do. And I just have to say, because I have been watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians and The Kardashians. I'm a long-time watcher. And to be honest, it started out as, it's pretty trash TV. It's reality TV. It came out, shortly after The Osbournes, when that started. And everybody was like, this is just hilarious. We love watching people get into their antics. It's a little staged. It's a little scripted. We know that. It's just trash, right? But over the years, I have to say, I have a lot of respect for Kim Kardashian. I have grown to really respect her. She doesn't have to go to law school, and yet she does. She doesn't have to run a business successfully, and yet she does. She kind of kills it at everything she does. I'm just going to admit, she has it. She has skills. She has intelligence. She has charisma. She has what it takes. So when I saw her step into the actor role, I was like, gotta see it. I gotta find out. Does she have it? And I think she shines in this show. They
didn't need her in the show. If you think about it, they got plenty of stars. So it wasn't like they were getting her just for her name.
Nope.
She's always been a polarizing person ever since she started coming on the scene. And that leaked
just
sex
famous
tape.
For being famous, right?
Yeah, and that leaked sex tape that a lot of people like to point back to is saying, oh, that's what did it for her. No. There's a whole lot more there, because if that's the case, then why is every OnlyFans person not the same billionaire status that Kim Kardashian is? And let me show you this. You know about this. You've seen my wall of celebrities back here. I've got a wall of celebrities. Yeah. And then here I am.
Here she is.
With Kim
Her
K.
signature peace sign that she did for most of her at least I think she just recently talked about retiring that pose for her fan pictures.
Well, I got it right here. I got a retired photo of me and Kim K. Look how just beautiful she is. She looks like that all the time. Now, I got to tell you how that day went. Let me just go off kilter here for a minute and tell you what happened, because that was at Big Boy's neighborhood. And she came in and did an interview, and it was one of the biggest posses I've ever seen come in with a celebrity. And I worked with all these people. And there was somebody for everything, hair, makeup, all this stuff. But she also brought her crew of, I guess, A&E or whatever this channel they were on, Keeping Up with Kardashians.
Yeah.
There were so many people. There were 40 or 50 people with her, making sure this all happened. And there's our crew. We're big. We were big in numbers. It was a wild day, but I got to see her kind of in action with her team. And there's a reason why she is where she is. So
Yeah.
yes.
If it was just the sex tape or if it was just the beginning of that reality show, if you think about it, she would have been up and gone a long time ago.
Like I said,
she would have had her peak and then she would have dropped off and it would have been like, Kim who? Oh yeah, I think I remember her.
Yep.
But she stands the test of time, right? Like her family, the status, but just her. I mean, just take away all of the family and the show, just her, getting invited to speak at Harvard Business School because she is a businesswoman and she has really killed it in knowing how to run a business properly. For her to be able to go to law school and take the bar while running her empire, and then when Ryan Murphy comes through and says, would you like to be in the show? For her to say, that's a new challenge I've never had before, and I'd love to see if I'm any good at it. I admire her so much for that. I admire her for knowing I don't need this. I mean, I don't need to become a lawyer. I don't need that for money. I don't need that for any other reason than because I want to help in the justice system. I think there's wrongs that need to be righted, and she's just doing it. And the work it takes to do that, the studying, the hours, she's not just being handed it. I mean, she didn't pass the bar. So obviously if she wants to do it, she's going to have to work that much harder. The tenacity, I'm not giving up. I just admire that so much. I don't know if I could say I have it, but it inspires me. And there is, as an energy person, and I know you can sense this too. You don't need to be an energy person to sense this. There's certain TV, reality TV, perhaps, that you watch and you feel gross after you've watched it. It like entertained you and you're like, ooh, I love seeing people be crazy or whatever. Some shows I get this feeling when I watch it that I'm like, it might have been fun to watch for a minute, but I feel like, well, that did not improve me in any way, shape, or form. I feel like I have to go wash it off energetically. I gotta brush it off in order to feel like I can go about my day. I don't get that feeling when I watch The Kardashians, the new reality show that they have. And I'll tell you why. I think it's a completely different vibe. I think that it gives a different vibe. And when I watch it, I feel more ready for my day, more ready to go out and kill it. Like, I could do that. I could glam up in my makeup and outfit and go kill it today because I watched that, because they inspired me. So it's just a different vibe.
Let me jump in and correct you before we get all kinds of awful messages and whatever else. Kim K did not actually pass the bar, but she does plan to take it again. She didn't pass it. She failed it last year.
That's what I said. She did not pass the bar.
I just want to make that clear. I didn't know if you said she did not or did, but I want to make sure.
She might be planning on doing it again just to see if she will pass it.
Yeah.
I'm all caught up. I know what's what.
A lot of that stuff in the law goes with this show. Like, she learned and she's using some of that in the show.
Yeah.
This show is it's about divorce court, but it's not really. It shows that the divorce court isn't about love. It's about the assets, the narratives, public perception. That's the big thing that they're playing on. Whoever controls the story controls the sympathy, and whoever controls the sympathy has all the leverage. And that's what this whole show is really about. You got people like Sarah Paulson in here playing a complete sociopath, right? Like, what?
Absolutely.
What in the world?
Whoa. I mean, she always kills it. If Kim Kardashian wasn't in this show, for sure I'd be watching it for Sarah Paulson. She's incredible in the shows that she's done in American Horror Story and Hatchet. Oh, one of the best things I've seen her do. But for her playing this part in this, and by the way, there's an episode of The Kardashians where the cast of this show all go to Kris Jenner's house and they watch a movie together. And so you get to see them as just themselves hanging out together. I mean, what an incredible difference in Sarah Paulson being Sarah Paulson, who's just like this goofy, fun girl. She's just like, we're here hanging out with Kris Jenner. She's my new best friend.
That's wild.
And then for her to show up as this character, as Carrington Lane.
Yeah.
It's like a complete switch.
I mean, the first episode, like within the first 10 minutes, she's trashing Dina, Glenn Close's office. And I remember it vividly. She takes that ship and she looks at her dead in the eyes and she's like, and they make that eye contact, and she goes alpha right there. She's
have you seen that look with your kids?
"Oh
Have
yeah,
you seen that? All the
yeah,
parents know when you look at your kid and they're in a tantrum and they're holding something and you're like, you better not drop that, you better not.
yeah." But that scene right there was already unforgettable and set the tone for this entire show, I think. And let's talk about the tone for a second, because like I've been saying, it's not this chaotic courtroom drama energy. It's cool, controlled, almost surgical. Every line feels like it's filtered through 3 layers of strategy. Even the silence that they have is intentional. And I know it's written, but I'm talking about in this, what they're doing, it is intentional. And that's a tone that goes throughout this entire show. What do you think about that?
Not only the tone in the cadence of speaking, which, by the way, the insults, top notch.
Yeah.
We all wish we could have the wit and the confidence to be able to dole out insults to the people we'd like to dole them out to in such a way as this show portrays. I mean, in a way, I mean, I would never be the Sarah Paulson's character. There's no bit of that in me. But would I like to be able to respond to people or react to people who mistreat me? Would be so epic. But then you get that same tone reflected in the fashion and the architecture and the entire ambiance of the show itself. The hallways that they walk down, they even feel feminine and feel almost like feminine anatomy, if you will.
Yeah.
As they're walking down these power hallways, and the dramatic styles of dress. Fashion is an incredibly important part of this team of lawyers. They're not just there to be powerful, but to look powerful as well. So you get a lot of capes, you get a lot of hats, dramatic gloves. Just things you probably wouldn't see in a lawyer's office typically.
No, not at all. And you got all this going on while you've got the most all-star cast ever putting up the performances of a lifetime, but nobody is chewing up the scenery. And out of all these names that are in this, they could have chewed up this scenery. They could have done it and took over the scene and been that person, but nobody did. And it's the subtle power plays, the micro expressions, the little pauses, like I said. It's the look that says, I know something you don't. Yeah. And that's scarier than yelling. That's scarier than them being in courtrooms and yelling it out and doing all that. I think they do it so subtly that it almost gets under your skin to where you're like, oh, what do they know? What chess moves are they? How many chess moves ahead are they? And that's what people got to start thinking. They got to start asking themselves when they're in there. And it's incredible to see that. This show understands modern relationships too. It's not a fairy tale. It's modern. Both people have careers, public brands, money, and influence. And it's reputation warfare. A lot of this stuff that's going on in all sphere is. And they do a good job of having, social media and PR, but it's not like, it doesn't work that way. So you mentioned it. What character you think you're most like out there?
Yeah. It's interesting because I think, anybody watching it can kind of be like, oh, I'm a little bit of this and I'm a little bit of that. As we talk about the chess playing, what is required to be a lawyer that's just that on top of things, has done their research, comes into a room ready to play. This is making me think maybe that's why I'm not so great at chess, because I'm taking each thing at face value. I'm not willing to look deeper, wanting to see the best in people, wanting to see that I can trust people. And that has gotten me into trouble probably more times than I can count. But I think that if I was to pick someone on this cast, not the cast, the actors that play them, but the characters, I would be somewhere in between Liberty and Dina. I love this matriarchal character of Dina where she's like, yes, I'm reading people's character. I'm very comfortable in this space of where I'm at professionally. And I see everybody as kind of my little chicks. I want to take care of them. I want everyone included. I think she even thought for most of the season, she thought the best of Carrington, even how extremely horrible that woman is.
Yes.
She, up until the end, was like, I want to believe that she's going to pull it together and that she deserves my sympathy, until she realizes, oh, I made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
But then there's Liberty, who just wants to be included, wants to do a good job, wants to be the one everybody likes. And I can see a lot of myself in that too. I don't think I'm quite cool enough to be Allura, or down and dirty enough to be Emeralds, digging in the dirt.
Yeah.
Not quite me. No. What about you? Who are you in this cast?
Definitely not Sarah Paulson's character. I don't think I'm a sociopath at all. I don't have any of that in me. Liberty, I like her. I don't know if I'm that connected to her. Dina, for sure. Glenn Close's character of Dina, I can see myself in that role especially in the media world. I've done this stuff for 20 plus years. Sure, I look at this like, been there, done that. Let me help you. Let me get my ducklings, my chickling, whatever you called them, and let's go. Let's roll. So I think that would be closer to me, but I can also see a lot of Emerald. Niecy Nash. I mean, look.
She's good at her job, for sure.
She is. And here's the thing. It's like, you could be good at your job, but she's got that sass. And I think I got a little bit of that. We know how to act right when times need, but if it needs airing out, we will air it out in here and let you know what's going on. Like, that's what she is. So I think I'm a closer mix between Emerald and Dina.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Allura. Maybe a little bit of Allura, but not so much. What were you saying?
I'd like to think I'm that cool, or have enough fashion sense or confidence to pull off that. That would be something I would aspire to, I think. But yeah. I love that we can sit and pick out. I think it's easy for women to look at a cast of women like this and start to go, okay, who am I in this?
Yeah.
But what we women also can do is we can look at a cast of all men and do that.
Oh, yeah.
We've, for the most part, been, most used to mostly men in the cast of whatever we're watching. So it's easy for us to just say, oh yeah, I relate with that character, whether they're man or woman or anything.
Yep.
But I love it when men can do that for a cast of women. So I love that you got the chance to answer that question. And I would love to know, freaks.
Yes.
Whatever your gender, who in this cast on All's Fair, who do you relate to and why? I want to know.
Is it the ones who are fighting for justice, or the ones who's fighting to win? Which ones are you cheering for? This show was really great about not glamorizing the chaos. It's showing all the cost, and all these characters, they go through that. And it's emotional fatigue, isolation. You get to see those quiet moments after a big win, a big legal win where nobody's actually happy. And that's the beauty of this show. I think it's another Ryan Murphy hit. IMDb doesn't think so, but people are kind of hard on Ryan Murphy. We should break him down one of these days. Not during Women's Month, but he would be a good one, because I guarantee he's given so many women an opportunity to be in these shows. He's made Sarah Paulson. I'm sorry. The fact that he put her in every single American Horror Story and everything he does, he has helped her so much. But it's hard to not let that talent shine through when you see these people.
Yeah. And I like to see that a lot of the women in the cast here are also executive producers on the show, and that they're helping running things on the back end too, which, we just need to elevate more women writers, directors, producers out there in this business. So I'm glad to see that. But I love that this show was made. Now, looking back, in a decade or a generation ago, when an all-female cast, almost all, I mean, everybody, the males kind of take a secondary role.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Secondary role. And this is something that would have been unheard of a generation ago. Even just to have two women having a conversation that wasn't surrounding a man needed to become a measurement for whether or not women are represented in a show or movie. So I'm glad to see that this is like blowing that out of the water and putting a lot of females at the front and center of this story.
Yep, absolutely, as they should be. And it's not just one skin color of woman. You got diversity across the board in this one as well. So I love that. I love that aspect. I know the freaks out there love it too. Final thoughts on this are, hey, I'm ready for season 2. That's my final thoughts on All's Fair. Like, there's nothing else I can say about it except for what we already have, and I can't wait for season 2 on Hulu.
And for anyone just starting to watch it, I will say, keep going. You haven't gotten to the good stuff yet if you've stopped around episode 3 or 4 and you're like, maybe it's not really my thing, and you kind of gave up on it. If that was you, I just want to say you're missing the best parts, so keep going.
That's it for Parallel Frequencies. I'm Just Blane as Coco. We'll see you freaks later. We'll see you on the other side.